Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you're doing great today. I've got some great news. We actually have a build coming up that we're about to start on here in just a little bit. It's actually my brother's truck that he just picked up a while ago, and he's been wanting it done, so he didn't let me sand it. He went ahead and did it on his own. He's actually done a very good job with it, and he learned well by watching me. Have to give that to him. But one thing we're going to do tonight, it's going to be a couple days before we can move forward with anything else. But this did have running boards in, and I'll show you guys a before picture of it. It had the what I call the grandpa stuff on the bottoms and sides of the truck. So here we've got these holes that they actually had to put in to put the running boards in, and we can't have those anymore because there's no running boards. We don't want water getting in there. We want to plug them up. So I'm about to get the welder out and get going on these. Alright guys, it's the next day. I'm back out in the shop. Today my plans are to get the other side welded in and all ground down and primed. Last night we got as far as welding and grinding, and we primed it as well. It's just not sanded. That's something we still have to do. Probably do that when everything else is primed, just so we can go ahead and do it all in one step. And we actually got our bed lining kit in the mail, so I'll take you up close and show you what that looks like. Okay, so what we have here is our bed lining kit. You can get this either from U-Pull online, or you can get it on Amazon, which is something I did just because Amazon's got pretty good shipping and I have a Prime membership, so I got it here in 2 days. So when you open up your kit, you have the Raptor liner, and it is tintable, so that's what we're going to do, is tint it to our own special color. When you get this stuff, it comes in a cream color. If you get the black, it obviously comes black like my truck did. And then along with that, you also get your hardener. You get this one big one for 4 of them, and then these little ones, you have 2 of these as well. They do 1 bottle each. And then you get a custom coat spray gun along with everything. And it also has its own regulator. One thing I do recommend getting for this would be an inline water or oil filter to filter out any oil or water from your air compressor. You don't want anything mixing in with your liner and contaminating it, causing it to run or not stick. Alright, so I got everything welded in, ground down, and I'm going to show you what it looks like here. So here we have the spot where I was welding and grinding. Some of these spots I'm actually going to have to put some Bondo in just because I got a little carried away with the grinder and took off a little more than I probably should have, but it's not anything I can't fix. It should be fairly easy since it's just a small part. I will use Bondo glass on it since it's got the little fiberglass fibers. It should hold a lot better than the regular Bondo. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use that fiberglass, the glass filler, and then I'll show you what that'll look like here when I get it done. Alright, so I'm going to let the Bondo sit overnight and harden. It's not ready to be sanded yet. It's still kind of tacky, so I don't want to clog up the sandpaper, and I don't want to push a bunch of sanding dust into the Bondo and just clog that all up with dust. So I'll come back, do this tomorrow. Well guys, things were going pretty smooth, and we kind of ran into a little obstacle we have to get over. We noticed that the clear coat actually has to be completely stripped off the truck. The reason being, the truck was originally from Arizona. It was brought up here to Michigan, and this is where we purchased it. But since it was in Arizona all its life, the sun pretty much beat the crap out of the clear coat. So we gotta take that all the way down, pretty much to the primer, for it to stick. I noticed when we were masking stuff that some of the clear coat was coming off of the tape, and there's no way anything will ever stick to that. So we're going to go ahead and get going with that. We got to sand it completely down. It's probably going to be a little bit before I come back and show you guys anything, just because we got to get it done. Yeah, so that might push things back a little bit, but not too much. So after we sanded everything, we scraped a lot of the clear coat off. We scraped a lot of the paint off as well. And then we went ahead and used an orbital sander and sanded everything off. And as you can see here, we actually have the self-etching primer on the entire truck. We had to do this because we did take it down to the metal. There's nothing left really. The bedsides, cab, we took all that off. Everything was shot really, the clear coat and the paint, just from the Arizona sun. And then down here, some of this was able to be left, just it wasn't so bad. I mean, a lot of the sun hit this way, and down here was kind of in the shade, so you couldn't really get hit too much to get all tore up. So I just have to get the windows masked off, as you can see, the mirrors, and then probably these hood scoops, just so we don't have to go ahead and prep the bed liner after we've painted everything else to paint these a different color. Just cut out a step and not have to prep everything one more time. And then we also took out these inner fender wells so we can get up here and do this edge and everything else. So that's pretty much it, really. Other than stripping everything off and priming it, we're doing pretty good now. So I'm gonna go ahead and mask a lot of this stuff off, and then we will probably paint it. Okay, so we're out here the next day after everything was painted. We did it last night, and then we let everything dry. We had the air conditioner going on in the garage, trying to get the humidity out of there so it could dry better. And here's how everything is now. This truck, we purchased the 6-liter kit, and it ate the entire 6. This is a lot of material to cover, and that was actually with adding additive too, so it gave us a little bit more coverage, and it took a lot to paint this thing. So if you guys are wanting to do one like this, I recommend getting the 8. We got the 6 like I mentioned, but something like this probably could use the 8-liter kit. And as you can see, the truck also isn't put together yet. We're not going to do that for a couple more days, just so everything can fully cure like the instructions recommend. So here we are with the sun behind me, so you can see how it looks with the sun on the truck. And here you can see the other side. Now the sun is over there, so this is the dark side of the truck. It is kind of like mine, how mine was. It was the gloss on the one side and the matte to the shaded side of the truck, and this is also the same. If you're standing from one angle, everything kind of has a different shine to it, and if you're behind it and looking at it all at one time, you can kind of see just it takes on a completely different color depending on where you go. And just to add one more thing, this video, again, like my truck, it's also not sponsored by Raptor Liner, so once again, I don't have to make them happy by telling you guys how great their product is, but I really love it. This is the second truck we've done, and it's the second truck I've loved. I do like this. This is actually for my little brother over there. And I walked outside this morning, and I go into the garage, and I see him just walking around the truck, checking it out, smiling. He just loved it, and that's how I was with mine. So I guarantee if you guys get this and you do a good job on it, you'll love the way it looks. And one more thing I want to add is this truck's not done yet. We obviously have to put the rest of everything back together. Hood scoops are going to be blacked out. We're blacking out the door handles as well. And tail lights have to be put back in, obviously. Back bumper has to be reassembled. And this here is going to be painted black to match everything else. And if you guys want to see more awesome stuff like the ZR2 and my little brother's Ram, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, and I'll catch you guys here in the next video. Peace.